All right, there we go. A little bit of a false start there. Hello, everybody. My name is Charity Wambui Kavanaugh, and I am a life, dating, and love coach to high achieving women who desire love in their lives, who want to learn how to date healthy, who are seeking a partner for themselves. So that's what I do. I help and I coach women along this journey towards love. So thank you so much for listening to this video. And today I want to talk about faith, right? And I want to ask you this question. Of course, if you're single and you're listening to this, is your faith a building block towards love, or is it a stumbling block towards love? Right? Is your faith a building block towards the love that you desire, or is it a stumbling block? Now, just for purposes of keeping it simple, I want to define faith, just a common definition, which is really believing that something that you want to happen is actually going to happen. So you have the belief that what you want something to happen, or something that you want to have, or something that you want to do, you believe that it's going to happen, right? That's what I call faith. Sometimes this faith is inspired by our Christian beliefs. Sometimes it's just inspired by our knowledge of what we believe is possible. Sometimes, we're just positive people and we just believe everything will work out. So here's the thing that I have come to notice when it comes to single women, high achieving single women. Because they're very high achievers, they believe that they can achieve almost anything, right? They're very hardworking in their careers. They're go-getters. They're making their impact in society and in the world. And, they really, truly do believe that, whatever they desire, they can work towards it and it's going to happen. Same with, I would say, Christian women or any other religion that you aspire to, right? You hold on to, or like you believe in, like you believe that God is going to bless you with good health, with a good job, with a good family, with love, with a relationship. Like, you generally believe, you place your belief in God, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, faith is a wonderful thing. But here's the thing, and something that I have noticed, especially with single women, high achieving single women, mostly above 30, 30s, mid 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, is that they have the belief that they're going to find love at some point. They have the belief that they're going to meet somebody, and that makes them feel peaceful, yes, and it makes them, just sort of like lean back and know that, hey, yes, it's going to happen when it's happened. But here's the problem, and this is where faith starts to become a stumbling block. In principle, we know that faith without action is dead, right? That's why when we believe we're going to get a good job, we will actually go out and take action. We'll send our resumes, we'll, contact a recruiter, we'll send our, we'll network, we'll take specific steps into achieving that goal. It could be anything. It could be like, maybe you started the year, you're like, okay, this is the year that I'm going to get better. I believe I'm going to get better. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to start eating good. You actually go out and take that action. You start to make better choices. You start to go to the gym. But here's the thing, and this is where faith and the belief that I will find a partner, I find like is a stumbling block to a lot of high achieving women of faith, is that they do not think in their minds, like this is the one part of their lives that they don't think that they need to take any specific action. I don't know why, and it might be, of course, how we are brought up, in our families, by society, in our churches, in our social circles, in our communities, that when it's this thing called love, somehow it's just supposed to work out. And this is the only area in our whole entire lives that we do not take specific steps. We just feel like it's gonna happen when it happens. And here's the thing, like, this is when faith becomes a stumbling block, because you realize maybe into your 20s, you're like, okay, this is going to happen. You hit your 30s, you're like, it's going to happen. Let me just keep on focusing on other things. And then maybe you get to your 40s or your early or your late 30s and you're like, wait a minute, what is happening? Because that's exactly what happened to me. And what I want to say is that taking specific action in your love life, that may look like working on your emotional health, obviously. That may look like expanding your social network. That may look like even just going out on a date with the guy who asked you to go out on a date, right? But more importantly, it's putting yourself in a place, in a position where you're learning and you're growing in that area and you're taking specific guided action. So here's the thing: if you don't want your faith to become a stumbling block, you have to take some action, especially with your love life. You have to take some action. You have to do something. Now, I understand you may not know what to do or how to do it, right? And that's honestly where I come in as a life and dating coach. I will help you and guide you on the specific actions that you need to take. Listen, finding love is as much intentional and should be as much intentional as any area of your life. If anything, I want to say that this is probably, the partner you choose is probably the most important decision that you're going to make in your life. I actually believe that it's one of the most important decisions that you're going to make in your life. And don't you think that making the most important decision in your life actually requires a little bit more than faith? Don't you think it requires guided specific action that you can take? Don't you think it requires you applying yourself in this area of your life and figuring out what I need to do, right? So I want to inspire you today, and I want to encourage you today. If you're listening to this, you know, you've been single for most of your 30s, your 40s, even your 50s, and it suddenly dawned on you, like, oh my God, one boy, you're actually right. But what do I do? You know, how do I even start? I want you to reach out to me, send me a DM. Let's talk. I really want to understand, where are you stuck? What have you done and not done? What is it? What is the stumbling block? Where is faith, the stumbling block of your love life? And I'm super, super, super pumped and excited to help. So anyway, I hope that inspires you to at least start to think about how to take action, especially in 2024. You don't want another year where you are just like leaving things to chance. You're like, okay, I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen, And there's one other thing that I want to add: the danger of being in this passivity. Yes, you call it faith, but it's actually a stumbling block. The danger is that if one guy comes out of the woodworks and, just somebody that you meet and, you guys are vibing and you start liking him and you start crushing on him, you don't even have the tools to know whether like this is somebody that is supposed to be for you. You don't know how to judge and to vet because you've not even been putting any effort in this work. You've not been meeting guys. You don't know what healthy looks like. You don't know what unhealthy looks like. You don't know what you want. So you're the only person who just appears. You will tend to like attach to them. And this is so dangerous, ladies, especially when you haven't been applying yourself. So that's why I want to encourage you to take that initiative and to just really start being deliberate about your love life. So anyway, I hope this live has been useful. And please feel free to share with friends, tag your friends, share with your friends, your single ladies, single friends of faith, who would benefit from this. And yeah, let's work together in improving our love life and our love experience. Thanks for watching, and thanks for watching Lena and Lois. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, bye.